Live. We are live. Welcome, Sam. So excited to see you all. Today, we have a special guest with us because the subject is very special as well. We often plan, worry about what is our objectives, what we want to do, how much money we want to create, how much wealth we want to create. But it is important to know the basics so that you can also make your house in order in terms of finance. So look at your personal finance, look at your how you manage your debt, how are you doing with that, and how are you managing your own finance. And that's why I am so excited to have you with me today, Sam, all the way from Australia.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Really appreciate it. Lovely talking to you. It's
It's
such a
I
pleasure.
appreciate it even more because I know it's nighttime for you. What time is it now?
That's okay. It's almost 9 p.m., but I'm here to serve. Obviously, I've been doing for almost, gosh, it's 8 years. So my main purpose is to how to serve my audience, even if this in the middle of the night, if someone has got a questions that
Wow.
I can reach them, that makes me happy. And that's kind of hand.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so true. When you serve, when you feel that what you're giving has a value to someone and you're actually helping them, it does make you happy. It makes you
Exactly.
fulfilled.
Yes. It's all
Yeah.
gifting. If you have something, you have to share. You have to share with your audience, community, and that's the kind of happiness that I'm giving, and
That's amazing.
I'm feeling that definitely. And thanks to you, Dr. Hand, for such a great moment. I can call it as a great
Yes.
moment to be able to share. Unfortunately, these things, personal finance, it's amazing. It's great, and we haven't, at school or university, we didn't thought of that. We didn't teach. We haven't come across of that one, and
Yeah.
that's the things that what I learned, what I earned, and because my background is finance, my studies accounting, business and commerce, MBA as well, and at the same time, I found that it wasn't taught about that finance or personal finance and these kind of stuff at school or university, But this is the time, how I learned it, how I earned it, I was working in corporate many years, and at that level, I helped many people, and my specialty is helping millennials, It's been almost 8 years, 9 years I've been serving, and they're getting results, which makes me happy.
Okay. Well, let's go back a little bit and let's talk about who you are because I want we have an amazing women community in our group. We also are live streaming today on YouTube as well, and on your page and on my page on Facebook. And so, let's tell us more about who you are. I mean, you are an entrepreneur, you're a specialist in personal finance, and you teach that to millennials. So you teach this to younger people, right? The younger generation.
Exactly.
How did you uh, use that and find that as a niche to really help the younger generation, but also others, because personal finance, it applies to everyone. So tell me about you, your background. How do you find yourself in Australia and
Good
focusing on
question,
finance?
Dr. Hens. Yeah, definitely. So my
Mm.
journey started even though, everyone has got goal, without goal, we are nothing, you have to have a goal. So when I was studying even at school and university, I had a goal. My dream was how to be a positive role model to others, to
Mm.
finish my studies. And, I already decided, put it in a white sheet of paper, this is what I want. That's what I want. For example, finishing my education and going to university, going that one, buying my house, doing this, doing that, all these kind
Okay.
of things. But it's all have
That's
passion
nice.
and driven. If you have got passion and just go through that, you will achieve it. As Tony Robbins saying, wherever focus goes, energy flows. So he's my mentor. I finished this course back in 2020. Yeah, I love him to
Okay.
bit. He's a great man. So I'm really
That's
proud of
nice.
him.
So you
So my
actually worked
journey
with Tony Robbins.
exactly, yeah, my journey started many years ago when I
And he
was
comes a
working.
lot to Australia.
Yeah, yeah. That was a long time ago. We migrated. Oh gosh, many years ago. Then my parents they went to America, and I end up here because I studied. I found my way, and I built my life here. And then I decided to definitely even incorporate once I finished my university, obviously. And I went to corporate life. I was doing accounting and accounting, working in a firm, and then I started my CPA as well. And at the same time, at that level, I was just I had that kind of hunger to help others. Even at my work, I was just seeing that people just talking about personal finance and they are struggling from, they have got debts. I was just reaching and just talking about that. And then I realized that they're getting result and they're coming back to me.
Sure.
Okay, some of that a few months, I saw that result, and that kind of
Hmm.
passion gives me some sort of certainty at some level, that yes, let's find out my
Hmm.
niche, and we can call it niche or niche. And at that level, and I said, okay, then if that's the case, let's find it. And I found that definitely, this kind of personal finance or personal development, it wasn't taught at university, at school either. Then I said, okay,
Hmm.
this is my niche, millennials. This is the age of 18 above, and then 18 to 35 years old. I found
Hmm.
my niche,
Hmm.
and I've been helping. It's been 8 years plus 8 years. I've been helping, reaching them. So it's just a guide. The purpose of this conversation, it's not a professional advice, but it's just a guide. But they're
Hmm.
getting results. Definitely, they're getting the results that makes me happy, to be honest. And it's all about
So,
personal.
uh-huh.
You go first.
It's all about personal finance and how they manage their finance. So, how would you share with the audience today some tips that would help them today after this conversation feel that they can to master their own finance and be more at ease and comfortable?
Exactly. Thanks, Dr. Hent. It's all about mindset, to be honest. All I can say, it's you can maybe later on you can share my website. It's a couple of nice tips and guides there. There are free resources for you guys to go
Okay.
there and dig in and just find your way. But all I can say that rich means that you need to be different from the rest. That needs courage. If you have
Mhm.
courage, you can make it happen. Doesn't matter. So if you want, I mean, if you do want everybody doing the same thing, if you do the same thing, you're expecting getting the same thing.
True.
So to be successful, find out that 95% of people they're doing, and do something different. That's all I can say. And
Mhm.
it's all about the assets, create an assets and as well wealth, and just invest that one properly with a great mindset. And all I can say that there's a couple of tips that I could. It's easy, but I could just share it in my website as well. You can just download it's a free guide, it's a PDF, step by step. But today I can just share quickly tips about level of the wealth. There are a couple of level of wealth that you can see. First of all, financial stability. What that means to me, to you, to everyone else, financial stability is you have that level of sufficient funds or liquid or money in your offset account or savings that at least cover your 3 to 6 months of living of expenses. Maybe you lose your
Three to
job.
6 months. So it's
Three to
important to
six.
have enough cash, liquid cash for 3 to 6 months to feel good.
Exactly. It could happen
Okay,
anything
so
could
that's one first
exactly.
tip.
And
I'm
that's
gonna write
also
it
your
down because I'm taking writing here for everyone.
three
So
to
keep
six months
three to
at least.
six months.
Basic
Okay.
expenses, for example, living expenses, your mortgage, rent expenses, insurance. And apart from that, make sure you have got private health insurance, or you have got life insurance protection. Two things. So it's 3 to 6 months worth of expenses and life insurance. So
Hmm.
private health insurance in Australia, we do have it. It's less, it's much cheaper. I could say that. And the other level is level two is financial security. So you will get the financial security when you have accumulated sufficient funds or sorry, sufficient assets. That assets generate sufficient passive income,
I think I
and
lost
that
you for a
passive
minute here.
income.
Yes, we're back.
We are back.
So
Awesome.
the first
So
tip
number
is keep
two.
basic expenses. Okay. What is the
So number
second
two
one?
is Number two is financial security. So financial security, you will get that financial security level when you have sufficient accumulated assets that generate passive income. For example, that cover your basic expenses. This is, for example, mortgage, rent, tax payments, interest, loans, car expenses, groceries, living expenses, insurance, for example. That's the second level. The third level is financial freedom. So you will get financial freedom when you have a sufficient, again, assets that generate passive income, but at this level to cover your lifestyle expectation or desire, we can say. At that level, your focus should be definitely on planning and protection of your assets, and also
Mhm.
growing your services and also contributions to the world. So that's the level 3. And obviously level 4 is financial abundance. At that level, just a few small percentage of people, they are getting that. It is also achievable, but very small people are getting that. And that means that you have got your cash machine. For example, you are that kind of assets that generate more passive income, that even though that will cover your desired lifestyle, plus that kind of surplus that you have, that even though you're contributing to the community, and still your surplus is still living, some of them, it's still there, it's
Mhm.
not going to be finishing. So that's the level. So I also want to share about quick tip about if you have a debt and
Yes, that's
how
a good
you
one.
can.
So that's, yeah, because I think a lot of people and a lot of us, when you have that, keep on focusing on that, and what it does is that you really come from a scarcity mindset where the only worry is that, and then your brain keeps on repeating it instead of having you focus on those different streams of income that you can create or different finance. So, what would be your tips that you give to people to come out of that? Is it the
My guide would
snowball way of doing
definitely,
it?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I have got freebie in that one as well. That's in my website. It's free guide PDF.
We will include your website so that for everyone to get access to the
Sure, that would be
tips
great. Yeah,
and
thank you so
download
much.
the PDF files. Okay.
Sure. But right now, I'm just sharing that quick tip. Very couple of a few steps that will get you through. To cracking your debt down, make sure you can crack your debt down as soon as possible before saving. And there are a
Mhm.
couple of tips. There are a couple of steps. Number one is snowball, as you mentioned. What that means, snowball. That means that you start paying off your debt from the smallest amount, and that gives you some sort of certainty, energy. That yes, it is possible, and pay a minimum to the rest of your debt that you have. You've got 3 credit cards: Amex, Mastercard, Visa card. So see which one is the smallest one. Start with smallest and tackle that one. Pay the minimum to the rest of them. That's number one, snowball method. And number two is avalanche method. What that means? Avalanche method, that means that you start the debt or the credit card with the highest interest rate. Tackle the highest interest rate first, and then pay the minimum to the rest of them. Number three is balance transfer. Balance transfer, it's a common method, everyone knows that. And that means that you need to just find out a bank or financial institutions and talk to them. Make sure, be very smart on that, because lots of them, they're just charging you different kind of transferring fee. Make sure you're not paying transferring fee. Plus, make sure that you need to choose a competitive interest rate. That's the key. Competitive interest rate. And also the key is to, there's no balance transfer fee. Once you found that one, in just a few months, and it's interest free, you can boom, you're paying that amount certain amount of time, you're finishing the debt. And number four would be transfer to your personal loan. So transfer to your personal loan is easy as well. It has a fixed interest and variable. Make sure you can choose the fixed interest, because that will lock it. And the advantage of that one would be that show you that you don't have to worry, and you know how much amount you're paying exactly each month. For a couple of months, you're just finishing that. And the last one is obviously you are transferring to your home loan. Transferring your home loan, it's a bit tricky, but it's good, because most of the home loan, the interest rate is lower than your credit card transfer fee. For example, credit card is 12%, 20%, 9%. The minimum is 9%, for example. Your home loan is maybe 2.5, 3.5 or 3%. And the reason you're doing with the home loan, make sure the first step is that you need to have enough equity in your home to be able to do that. And make sure while you're doing that, because making the minimum, if you're making the minimum repayments, make sure that you're paying extra repayments on that. Because why? Because you will pay more interest over the long term of the loan. And it's important to have that extra repayments to reduce your debt. So these are the tips that I want
So
to
I
definitely.
have a question. For the tip that you said to transfer to the home loan, what do you mean? Do you mean you take a second mortgage, you take a bigger
No,
mortgage so that you transfer all the cards to that? What does it mean?
sure. Good question, Dr. Hind. So I'll give you a specific example. What was the example and situation, how you come up with that? For example, you have got a loan, you have got one house, you have got one loan, right?
Mhm.
And then you have got a credit card. Now your credit card's balance is 5,000. You're paying on that let's say 15% interest, right? Annual loan, how much you're paying? 3% interest on the
Hmm.
entire loan. And then number one tip that you need to make sure that you have enough equity in your home.
Hmm.
What that means, you have enough equity. For example, that you just make quickly research of the market. For example, how much is your home? Let's see if your market of your home is going 500,000 easily, and you bought it. Let's see, you're owing to the bank 300. So 200,000 is your equity. The
Hmm.
difference between what you're owing and your value of the home.
Hmm.
That calls equity. And
Okay.
then you definitely what you could do, talk to them, and then yes, you'd like to transfer your balance to your home loan. Or what you could do, you can make a top up. Top up, it means that you're taking, let's say, 5,000 from your equity, because you have equity of 200,000. They will check it obviously after a few steps. They will give you that 5,000. What you could do, you can just 5,000, you can pay that credit card, finishing. And then on that 5,000, adding on your home loan, that your home loan will be increasing, but because it's only 3%, it's not going to be affecting that much.
Mm,
That's
very
all.
smart. Very smart. This
Thank
is
you.
great. Well, I hope this the viewer have enjoyed this. I mean, I did. So we got the tips on how to really structure finance, focus on yourself, and know that the importance of keeping cash it's for 3 to 6 months of your need. And also there are other ways, several ways to diversify and to increase, to have different revenues of income. But I think the one on that is quite tricky because and we are in a world where consumption, we are, you know people have a lot of credit cards, we all have credit cards, and we tend to let it go. But always remember that strategy of the snowball: pay the smallest one until you pay out to pay them all off. Love that. This is
Definitely.
great.
And reach out. I've been working and with amazing people. They're getting result, and I'm happy if someone is getting result that makes me happy, because I'm kind of hungry to just go there and just helping people. Helping
Yeah.
my niche. If you're struggling, just reach out, and I'm more than happy to help.
That's amazing. So I will be sharing the tips on the comments after this. And this was the few nuggets, few tips this morning for to feel more empowered, to feel more on top of your finance, of what's happening in your business and what's happening in your life. And don't be scared. And don't focus on that. Focus on giving values, because giving values bring you money, and bringing you money helps you with your financial situation. Do you have
Exactly.
a last word you want to share with your audience, Sam, before we?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, really appreciate it. I really enjoyed this, conversation. This two-way conversation. I'm very happy and very glad. Very blessed, I could say, that reaching people and helping them. In my audience. And that makes me happy, to be honest.
Sure.
But all kind of the last word I could say that don't be afraid. Have courage, because the only way between your success, between your happiness, between your relationship, and would be fear, because fear makes me weak, makes you unconscious. You cannot get anywhere. But what is the word to overcome of the fear? Courage. Courage, it means that you're still scaring, but you're still doing it. And that's the amazing thing, that you have got courage, that you're still doing it. Have that kind of courage. Mindset is very important. With me, I'm just waking up every morning, rain or shine, early in the morning, doing my exercise, feeding my mind and my body, and just 30 minutes, 20 minutes walk, and just breathing, and just reading a book every day, something that you can learn, some strategy, not randomly. I think wherever focus goes, energy flows, as Tony Robbins saying. But it's really important to feed your mind and feed your body, and just try to learn things, this personal financial things, and just change my life and change most people's lives, because you need to know your financial literacy. It's very, very important, for our kids, for our community. It's very important. So to tackle that fear, definitely go through that and taking massive action. And the other word would be, there are two words. Number one is massive action, and number two is that kind of certainty that you should have. We can call it faith. I'm not talking about religious faith. I'm talking about the faith. You're born with that faith. We're just driving every day with that tiny little line dotted. We don't know if someone's drunk and just crashing it, but still we are doing it because we are still getting out of our home and we are working. Why? Because we're born with that certainty. We're born with that faith. So thank you so much,
Very
everyone.
nice. This is
God
very
bless.
nice.
Yeah, I really
I
enjoyed
think
this conversation.
I did too, and I think
It's,
what really the word, the sentence we want to emphasize now as we end in is really where focus goes, energy flows. So focus on possibilities, focus on creating a better life for yourself, focus on improving your finance, focus on that so that your energy goes all the way to that. And
exactly.
so
It's
it's
really
nice. And actually,
exactly.
we're also planning a masterclass coming in 10 days where we will be talking. The second day of the masterclass, we'll be talking about financial intelligence, how to access financial intelligence. Because once you are financially savvy, in sense, like really, you don't need to be super advanced, but just knowing and knowledgeable and understanding the numbers, your setting up goals become more real, more concrete. And so this is really nice, and I thank you very much for being with
Pleasure.
us this morning and for all those tips that you were very generous in sharing with everyone. I will be including the links for everyone to get them PDF through your website, and I'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much. It's a beautiful world. God bless.
Thank you. Bye
Cheers.
bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye, all the way from Australia and Morocco.